What if I told you there is a berry shrub that starts producing fruit in its second year, while blueberries are still establishing roots, thrives in ordinary garden soil, while blueberries demand expensive acidification, and delivers 20 to 30 pounds per plant when mature blueberries give you 10? A native North American fruit so productive that a single row planted by your great-grandfather would still be feeding your family today without a single soil amendment. So cold, hardy, it survives minus 50-degree winters that kill blueberries outright. So pest-resistant that diseases devastating commercial blueberry operations completely ignore it. This berry sustained indigenous peoples across the northern plains for millennia as their primary fruit source. One generation planted it, and 3 generations harvested from the same shrubs. Then the commercial fruit industry realized something devastating to their business model. You cannot sell soil acidifiers to people growing fruit in unmodified dirt. You cannot create fertilizer dependency when plants feed themselves. You cannot profit from replacement sales when shrubs produce for 4 decades without declining. So they promoted blueberries requiring constant pH management while systematically removing the superior native alternative from every major nursery catalog in North America. This is Saskatoon berry, called Serviceberry or Juneberry, Amelanchier alnifolia. And if you have never seen it offered at garden centers, that is because plants thriving in any soil without purchased amendments destroy entire product categories. Welcome to Verdant Wisdom. Picture rural Saskatchewan in 1920. A farmer walks his property line where Saskatoon shrubs grow in a thick hedgerow. His grandfather planted these in 1860, 60 years ago. The same plants are still producing. Every June, branches bend under the weight of deep purple berries, each shrub yielding 15 to 25 pounds. He has 20 shrubs, 400 pounds of berries every year. His family eats them fresh, preserves them, and dries them for winter. These plants have required nothing for 6 decades. No fertilizer, no irrigation, no pruning, no pest control. They simply produce, generation after generation. His neighbor tried planting blueberries a decade ago. Those bushes are still struggling because the soil is not acidic enough. The neighbor adds sulfur every spring, trying to drop the pH. Meanwhile, Saskatoons planted 60 years earlier in identical soil produce hundreds of pounds annually without any modification. This was standard across the northern plains and Canadian prairies. Every homestead maintained Saskatoon hedgerows. Permanent berry production from native shrubs that required nothing. Then the commercial blueberry boom arrived in the mid-20th century with aggressive marketing. Blueberries are superfoods, loaded with antioxidants, essential for health. Nurseries pushed blueberries hard, but never mentioned that Saskatoons contain higher antioxidant levels, with easier cultivation and superior yields. By 1970, Saskatoons had vanished from American nursery offerings. Not because they stopped working, because they worked too well without generating accessory sales. Here is what Saskatoons actually are. Native North American shrubs, hardy to USDA Zone 2, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They grow 8 to 15 feet tall and produce clusters of berries in June. The berries resemble blueberries, but are slightly larger and sweeter, less acidic. Most people who try both prefer Saskatoon flavor. The critical difference is soil tolerance. Blueberries require acidic soil, pH 4.5 to 5.5. Most garden soil sits at pH 6 to 7, which is neutral. To grow blueberries, you must acidify soil using sulfur amendments, peat moss, and ongoing inputs. This is expensive and labor-intensive. Many gardeners fail because soil pH drifts. Saskatoons grow in pH 5.5 to 7.5. Any normal garden soil. No amendments needed. They adapt and produce heavily with zero soil modification. Compare production timelines. Blueberries take 3 to 4 years to produce significant harvests. The first 2 years yield minimal berries. Year 3 or 4 might give you 5 pounds per bush if conditions are perfect. Saskatoons produce in year 2 5 to 10 pounds per plant. Year 3 brings 10 to 15 pounds. By year 5, you get 20 to 30 pounds per mature shrub. Faster production, higher yields from plants in unmodified soil. In the early 1900s, Saskatoons were recognized as valuable fruit crops. Native plant nurseries carried them routinely. Then blueberry breeding programs accelerated. High-bush blueberries were developed for commercial production. Marketing pushed blueberries as premium fruit, with constant health benefit emphasis. Saskatoons were never bred for commercial production because wild genetics already produced abundantly. But no breeding program meant no patents, no proprietary varieties, no licensing fees. Just native plants anyone could propagate freely. Nurseries shifted toward products with marketing budgets. Blueberries came with soil acidifiers, specialized fertilizers, and pest control products. Saskatoons needed none of this. Terrible for accessory sales. By 1980, you could not find Saskatoons in American nurseries except through specialty native plant sources. Meanwhile, blueberries were everywhere. Not because blueberries are superior plants, but because blueberries generate ongoing revenue from required inputs. Growing Saskatoons is straightforward. You need plants, increasingly hard to find in the United States, but Canadian nurseries ship across the border. Plant in spring or fall, full sun to partial shade, any soil type, sand, clay, loam, it does not matter. Space plants 6 feet apart for hedgerows or 10 feet for individual specimens. Dig a hole twice the root ball size. Water thoroughly at planting. Mulch around the base. First season, water weekly during establishment. After that, rainfall alone suffices. Saskatoons are drought-tolerant once established. No fertilizer needed ever. They fix nitrogen through root associations. Adding fertilizer actually reduces berry production because the plant diverts energy into vegetative growth instead of fruit. Neglect produces better harvests. No pruning required. Let them grow naturally. Pests and diseases are minimal. Birds eat some berries. Net if you want full harvest. No significant insect pests or fungal diseases. Year 2, first berries appear. White flowers in April or May. Berries ripen June or July. Harvest when deep purple and sweet. Year 3 onward, production increases annually. By year 5, you reach mature production of 20 to 30 pounds per shrub that continues for 40 years. Some Canadian hedgerows are over 100 years old and still producing. Let me show you the math that terrifies the blueberry industry. A mature Saskatoon shrub produces 20 to 30 pounds annually. Plant 10 shrubs, and you get 200 to 300 pounds of berries. A mature blueberry bush produces 5 to 10 pounds annually, maybe 15 in perfect conditions. 10 blueberry bushes give you 150 pounds maximum. Saskatoons double or triple that from the same number of plants. At $6 per pound for organic blueberries, 250 pounds equals $1,500 worth of produce annually. From 10 plants you planted once that produce for 40 years. Total lifetime value is $60,000 from a $300 initial investment. That return destroys the blueberry replacement model where bushes decline after 20 years. Nutritionally, Saskatoons contain higher antioxidant levels than blueberries. More anthocyanins, higher fiber, more iron, comparable vitamin C. The superfood marketing goes to blueberries. The superior nutrition exists in Saskatoons. Here is what you can do with Saskatoons that you cannot do with blueberries. Grow in any soil without testing or amending. Produce year 2 instead of waiting 3 to 4 years. Survive zone 2, minus 50 degrees, where blueberries freeze. Thrive on neglect with better production from less care. Use them as ornamental landscape plants with white spring flowers, summer berries, and red-orange fall color. Propagate freely from root suckers for new plants at no cost. Canadian gardeners never stopped growing Saskatoons. Some northern United States gardeners are discovering them through Canadian sources. Permaculture operations are planting them, recognizing the low input, high output advantages. But mainstream nurseries continue ignoring them. Big box stores do not stock them. Garden magazines never mention them. The suppression continues because acknowledging Saskatoons threatens blueberry accessory sales. The soil acidifier market collapses if gardeners switch. The entire blueberry support industry depends on the plant being difficult. Here is your action plan. Find Saskatoon plants through Canadian nurseries or specialty native plant sources. Purchase at least 6 for good pollination. Plant in any soil without testing pH. Water the first season, then ignore them. Year 2, taste the berries. Year 3, decent harvest begins. By year 5, you will have abundant berries to share. Propagate from root suckers. Saskatoons send up shoots naturally. Dig these with roots attached and replant for free plants. The berry that produces in half the time grows in any soil, yields 3 times more per plant, tastes sweeter, survives -50 degrees, requires 0 fertilizer, and lives 40 years from one planting. Native peoples harvested these for thousands of years. Commercial agriculture buried them in 50 years. Subscribe to Verdant Wisdom because the plants they erased are still growing, still producing, still waiting to feed you.